Jaws, The Telegraph, and Audie Murphy are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is June 20th, 2022. It is the 171st day of the year. We got 194 days left in 2022. It is the 25th Monday in the 26th week and the 93rd day of spring. Tomorrow is summer. If today's your birthday, you're a Gemini. Today is also National Dump the Pump Day. National Dump the Pump Day encourages people to ride public transportation instead of driving their personal vehicle. When gas prices are high and the economy is tight, riding public transportation is a good alternative and an economical way to save some money. Many Americans use local public transportation to commute to and from work, school, shopping, errands, family visits, etc. This can save money on fuel along with wear and tear on your own vehicle. Now, I'm a big proponent of public transportation. In Oregon, it is great, especially in Portland. Growing up in Los Angeles, the bus is all we had. We didn't have any trains, and it was basically the loser cruisers. We looked at it. I get up here to Portland in 2010, and everyone's all, yeah, what's wrong with the train? Well, we call it the MAX here. I think every major city needs a good, solid, light rail system. Sure, they get a little crowded, but at least you're not sitting in traffic for an hour just burning fuel. All right, let's see what else happened on June 20th. 1782, the U.S. Congress adopts the Great Seal of the United States. 1787, Oliver Ellsworth moves at the Federal Convention to call the government the United States. 1840, Samuel Morse receives the patent for the telegraph and then, has the Morse code, which I learned for some reason one time. I don't know why. I thought it was like a good life skill or something for some reason. I don't know, I was like 13. I've forgotten now, but still, I look back on that years later and go, why did I learn Morse code? 1877, Alexander Graham Bell installs the world's first commercial telephone service in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. 1945, the United States Secretary of State approves the transfer of Wernher von Braun and his team of Nazi rocket scientists to the U.S. under an operation codename Paperclip. 1972, the Watergate scandal. An 18.5-minute gap appears in the tape recordings of conversations between U.S. President Richard Nixon and his advisors regarding the recent arrests of his operatives while breaking into the Watergate complex. Those operatives were known as the Plumbers. We talked about them the other day. They did all kinds of slimy backdoor stuff. It was a weird time for this country. Richard Nixon was one of the worst presidents we ever had by most people's opinion. He did do some good things, but all this Watergate stuff and all the stuff the Plumbers did, it's always going to taint his presidency no matter what. 1979, ABC News correspondent Bill Stewart is shot dead by a Nicaraguan National Guard soldier during the Nicaragua Revolution. The murder is caught on tape and sparks an international outcry against the regime. This was brutal. Bill Stewart was a typical war correspondent working for ABC. The video of him earlier in the day, he had talked to other National Guardsmen who were happy. They were playing guitar, singing, talking to him. And for some reason, they get to this next checkpoint, and the tone was a lot different. They separated him and his interpreter, and apparently they walked the interpreter around a building, shot and killed him there. They had Bill Stewart kneel on the ground. They were talking to him. He didn't understand what was going on, they figure, and they had him lay on the ground eventually, and a soldier went over and kicked him in the ribs, then just pulled out his rifle and shot him. The soldier didn't realize about 50 yards down the road, there was another news crew filming the whole thing. The news crew smuggled the footage out of Nicaragua and got it to New York, and they ran it that evening on the broadcast. As you can imagine, the reaction to this was pretty serious, and President Carter made a statement. Shortly after the killing, the Nicaraguan National Guard reported that they had arrested a corporal. He admitted it at first and then claimed it wasn't him, it was a private who conveniently was killed earlier in the day in combat. To this day, the ultimate fate of the guardsman, the corporal, is unknown. The regime that he was a National Guardsman in fell within like 2 months. Movies released on June 20th, 1975, Jaws. This was directed by Steven Spielberg. And if you don't know, a great white shark terrorizes New England's seaside. The story is based on a 1974 novel of the same name. The film won an Academy Award and Golden Globe for Best Original Score. The robotic shark's name was Bruce, and it malfunctioned several times during the filming. And that is why they have that Jaws sound, bump, bump, Bum, 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 bum. They used that to replace the shark because the shark wasn't working for them all the time. So it kind of gave a little suspense. You hear that music and you know the shark is around. So instead of you seeing the shark, they played the music and it worked out perfectly. Born on June 20th, 1925, Audie Murphy. He was the second most decorated military person in the United States. He was only beat out by a Sergeant Major Daniel Joseph Daly from World War I, but Audie Murphy was amazing. And he was only 5 foot 5 inches tall. Yeah, there was no quit in this man. Here's a list of his awards. First of all, he got the Medal of Honor. Very, very few people get that. He got the Distinguished Service Cross, Silver Star, 2 of them actually, the Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, he got 3 of those, Purple Heart, 3 of those, Legion of Honor, which France gave him during World War II. He also got a French version of the Silver Star. He also got what they call palms because he did things several times in France, so they gave him the award several times. And the Texas Legislative Medal of Honor as well. Then he went on to an acting career. On May 28th, 1971, Audie Murphy was killed when a private plane in which he was a passenger on crashed into Brushy Mountain. That's near Roanoke, Virginia. Died on June 20th, 1938, Fred Noonan. Well, we're not really sure if he died on June 20th, but that's when they declared him dead. Fred Noonan was the navigator and radio man for Amelia Earhart, and he disappeared with her. There's all kinds of theories about Amelia Earhart, and of course, we're never going to know at this point unless someone pulls up some bones someplace. But it is believed by most people that they crashed into the ocean after running out of fuel. They got lost out in the Pacific. They were supposed to meet up with a Navy vessel that would refuel them on a small island. They couldn't make radio contact. They could hear her. She couldn't hear the Navy. It was pretty sad. There's all kinds of theories, though, that she was caught by the Japanese or her and Fred crashed on an island and, died there of starvation or whatever, but nobody knows for sure. One sad thing about him, when they did that movie, Amelia, first of all, I really wanted them to have some kind of conclusion. Maybe, throw their suggestion in there, but they left it very open, just like the mystery that it is. I just was, we don't know what happened, but I was really hoping they would kind of just give us something. They didn't. But they made him look like a decent person, but the night before they left, he got drunk and they made it look like he came on to Amelia Earhart and she turned him down and there was this friction. They don't know that happened. They have no clue. They made that up, and I think that kind of stains this guy's reputation for a movie. I mean, I know it's fantasy and I know it's fake, but still, it sucks. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.